Fun fact, Steven just noticed I have Guy Fieri on my Wii U. Welcome back, by the way.
Fun fact, school started up again.
Yes, that's great.
I ended up not going to sleep until 4 because of homework yesterday.
Yes, somehow Steven just noticed I have an image of Guy Fieri on my Wii U home menu. And the reason I have that is because when you inject, like, when you make a custom Virtual Console injected game, you get to pick what its icon is on the home menu. And I just put that. I just had an image of Guy Fieri on my computer, so I put it as that. And to those wondering why I have that on my computer,
He's a meme lord.
sure. Anyway, it's August 20th. It's been a hot minute. Last night at 12 in the morning, I traded some random Pokemon for a shiny.
Cool.
Specifically a shiny Ocelot. It's something.
Yesterday I watched Tron.
The original.
Yeah. It was part of my homework.
I see.
Honestly, fairly good movie.
Never seen it.
Like, I expected it to be much worse because, old, but, it's pretty good, actually. Which, I guess checks out. It's somehow still popular all these years later.
Yeah. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. It was good.
So we can finally talk about it?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
You say finally, even though last time we went was before it came out.
Was it? Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I must be thinking of like a coworker who hasn't watched it.
It was good.
I had a lot of fun with that movie.
I'm seeing it again this weekend. But yeah. I gave someone a level 6 Spearow and they gave me a level 75 Pokemon that looks like a treasure chest.
A Gimme Ghoul?
Whatever. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main gimmick of Gimme Ghoul is you need 1,000 coins for it so it can evolve. But when it evolves, it becomes Goldango, which honestly is a fairly good Pokemon.
I see.
It also is a funny-looking Pokemon. It looks like a golden man on a surfboard.
Yeah, I've been goofing around in the trading section of Pokemon Home on Mobile. A lot of people are giving out shinies for Furfros, whatever you call it, the poodle-looking one.
Furfuro?
Yeah, that one.
That's because Furfuro hasn't been in a single Pokemon game since X and Y.
Specifically, like Phantom Trim, I think it's called.
Like literally,
So I had to doodle why everyone was asking for it.
It is legitimately a Pokemon that isn't used at all. Like,
Yeah.
along with that, you can't even get its trims outside of that game.
Pokemon Go.
I guess that's fair, but like,
And
I don't really count Pokemon Go as a Pokemon game.
And also, it's region exclusive in Go. I also recently caught Mewtwo in Reshiram and Zapdos in Sword.
Cool.
Very. I fought a Moltres and accidentally killed it. No, it didn't. It killed itself because it ran out of PowerPoints for one of its moves. So it kept spamming like nasty blood or whatever. This is why Pokemon sucks. Anyway. I don't know. There was a direct yesterday.
Yeah, for the museum.
The museum. I now have a reason to visit Japan.
I find it absolutely hilarious how the general consensus is somehow somehow something about this museum feels dangerous. By that I mean people immediately started making jokes about how, oh shit, Miyamoto has a gun, and like, so this is where they lock people up when the Nintendo ninjas get to them.
Yes. Child gets crushed by giant remote. Probably won't happen, but like. Speaking of Nintendo, Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games is fucking dead.
It was a franchise on life support.
Because the Olympic Committee would rather invest in NFTs.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Does sound about right. They already skipped the Winter Olympics twice, so I was like, okay, they're gonna put it out of its misery sooner or later.
To be fair, let's be honest here. Who the fuck cares about the Winter Olympics?
Mario and Sonic the Olympic Winter Games fans.
Yes. Do they exist?
Yes.
Are they just you?
No. Never had it. I've only had the London 2012 one, which was my introduction to British people. That's a lie, I watched it like this. And I had the Tokyo 2021, which is the last one. That one was bad. Very bad.
I hate these stupid plants right now.
Hey.
Okay, fuck you!
Other than that, what happened? Oh! Last night, I finally 100% LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Oh. After literally playing it since the game came out. I snapped that disc in half once I was done. No, I didn't.
You need the proof.
Yeah. I have the Platinum Trophy.
Speaking of 100%ing, I've beaten the Henry Strickland collection.
The game is good.
Yeah.
The award for 100% Skywalker Saga, after my 130 hours of playtime, is you go to a room and it rains studs forever.
Make it rain, I guess.
Make it rain. But holy shit, that was so fucking tedious. But I did it. I'm gonna take a nap now. Ugh. I never want to do 100% that game again.
That's fair.
Okay. That was so long. But now I'm done. And speaking of Legos, I bought a bundle off of Humble Bundle, which is a website that sells scene codes and other shit. They were selling every single Lego game on there.
I was selling like I'd also bought a few things from Humble Bundle recently.
Yeah.
Including basically 75 issues of the Adventure Time comic. The Oni Press one.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was actually the entire run. I don't know.
So, I bought every single Lego game on there when it's normally.
I tried buying that one, but it kept rejecting my card.
Yeah. It's normally like $400 or something, and I paid only $15 or $20 for it.
Speaking of giant bundles I bought recently.
Yeah, I saw on the Steam like, what are your friends up to? You bought like $1 billion Borderlands DLCs, and then some.
There was a like I think $700
bundle
for that game for like the Borderlands franchise.
Yeah.
And it was $32, and I was like, fuck it.
Big sale because the movie came out. The movie that nobody's watching. I always knew it looked bad, but I didn't think it'd be single digits on Rotten Tomatoes. What was it bad?
I did. I just wanted to be nice by not actively shit-talking it. Like, Jack Black did not sound good as Claptrap immediately in the trailer.
He sounds like Claptrap.
That's the thing.
And that's the thing. Claptrap is an annoying piece of shit.
And even then, he sounds like he's, trying to sound like Claptrap. Not that he sounds like Claptrap.
And also, Kevin Hart's character is supposed to be really short in the games, apparently. And Kevin Hart's not short. It's something I've heard complaints about.
Which is funny, because, for the longest time, he was basically used for short characters.
Yeah.
So I feel like that one's more just kind of generally nitpicking.
At Catch Fandango, it's already, like, leaving most of the theaters this weekend.
I don't blame them.
It's already hitting the digital on the 30th.
Again, I don't blame them.
Oh man, video game movies suck. We are so back.
Okay, but let's be honest here. It was always going to be a case of this one kind of proves the rule. Like,
to be fair, it was produced by the producer of the hit movie Morbius, who is going to be producing the Legend of Zelda movie.
God fucking damn it! Like, we always knew that it was it was never going to be like a. There was never going to be like a whole renaissance where every video game product was going to be fucking great. No, we always knew there was going to be some good stuff, but the vast majority of them would be like schlock like this, which is pushed out for a profit because there were some good adaptations that made a ton of money.
They've been working on this for 10 years.
And that should have even given that one away, because first of all, when have you ever heard of a movie that's been worked on for 10 years that's actually been good?
Avatar 2.
No. I just vehemently disagree. Avatar 2 was a boring-ass movie.
You haven't even seen it.
I saw the vast majority of it!
Doesn't count.
How?
Exactly.
No, how does that not count? I literally watched like 75% of the goddamn film.
Because it's not 100%.
No, that literally isn't how it works. You can watch up to 50% of the film, and if you decide to leave, that is a valid decision. We know this because people have given up on shitty movies like that.
I don't know. Let's see.
Fuck yeah, new Keyblade.
Also, Borderlands is an M-rated series, and the movie is rated PG-13. And it's been...
The shit just keeps writing itself.
And it's been said it was given an R rating, but they had to cut down, like, 2 heads blowing up to get a PG-13, so parents could take their kids to see it.
Who the fuck is bringing their kid to a Borderlands film? The vast majority of Borderlands fans are like 20-somethings already.
I know. But the kids like the big shooty games.
I don't think that I've heard of a single kid praise Borderlands. The last time I heard anyone talk anything good about the Borderlands franchise was like in 2013.
Exactly.
Mostly because the hype after Borderlands 2 kind of just died down as they just kept on releasing stuff that no one really cared about until they released Borderlands 3, which sucked ass according to everybody.
Pre-sequel.
Like I said, sequels that literally no one cared about.
Yeah. People like 3.
Yeah, I know. They literally, like, the general consensus is 3's gameplay is good. Never fucking touch a story.
Exactly. That's what I've heard. But I don't know.
But that kind of just fucked with it, if you know what I mean. The fact that like the gameplay was the good part of the game, which, let's be honest here, isn't special. It's a shooter. There's a ton of shooters out there. But the story sucked ass. After Borderlands 2, where basically everyone consistently praises the story because they like characters like Handsome Jack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It basically killed the momentum of the franchise.
Tales of the Borderlands. The Telltale one.
I don't think I even ever seen anyone play that game.
Everyone likes the story, and then I never see anybody talk about it. Because it's the Telltale game. And nobody bought any Telltale games. Not a joke, there were literally only 2 Telltale games that were ever profitable. And those were The Walking Dead and Minecraft Story Mode. The Holy Duology. Anyway, what's new? What's new in the world? Trying to think of what happened. What I've done, what I've seen. Oh, I beat GTA 5 Story Mode for the first time. I picked option C because that's what you do.
And if you don't,
You're an asshole.
you're the worst. Fuck you.
Yeah. Good game.
Like, just... What do you mean you're gonna sell out your buddies to some assholes that you don't even fucking like? Alright?
Oh, Borderlands 4 just got announced.
I'm guessing the deal made the money because that movie sure as fuck didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta check again how much that fucking deal was because it was insane. Really, my brother told me straight up, just like the only game like that was worth that was Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
And 3, he guessed, but yeah.
3's fine. 2 is the one I played the most of, but that was on, I played it on PlayStation.
Like, it doesn't help that, straight up, supporting the Borderlands franchise means that you're supporting the guy in charge of Gearbox. And he's a notorious fucking asshole.
And now they're owned by 2K.
Which are just as bad, really.
Yeah. Mega Man is coming to Funko Fusion.
Yes, keep kicking Mega Man while he's down.
Yes. Can't believe he's in the same game as Freddy Fazbear. Call of Duty is shrinking their file sizes.
Huh.
They finally addressed the complaints.
Finally.
Because
you can tell that the main reason they never bothered is because their core community is built up of people who legitimately believe more gigabytes means better game.
It's not how it works. Well, now that Microsoft's in control, I guess they force them to shrink it down.
Well, they'd want to. They don't want Call of Duty to take up an entire Xbox Series X's fucking, like, data. And also get the feeling that it'd be really intensive on the fucking Game Pass servers.
Yeah. Very. Also, they sell a console that doesn't even have like that much storage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gamescom opened. It's Gamescom. Which is where they're doing it. They're announcing shit.
Speaking of announcements, Pokemon Worlds just happened.
I heard about that.
Yeah, there was some announcements. For instance, you remember how they brought up how they'd be making a new mobile Pokemon TCG game? Where you get two packets a day?
Yeah.
They announced the release date for that game, October 30th.
Huh.
And along with that, they announced that trainer cards are returning to the TCG. You know, like back when they did shit like Misty's Goldeen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing that back. Well, that's cool, because honestly that was always kind of one of the cooler aspects of the TCG.
I'm skimming through the Gamescom opening night announcements.
And they announced where the next two worlds are going to take place in.
Where?
2025 will take place in Anaheim. And 2026 will take place in San Francisco. So I'm almost certainly going to be heading off to 2026.
Ah.
They've only just to get merch.
Nice.
Street Fighter news. They released a trailer going over Terry's gameplay literally today. Showed that he has the Gar outfit, so that's cool.
Yeah. You hear they're making a Street Fighter movie? New one?
Please let it be animated.
Live action.
God fucking damn it.
By Sony.
God fucking damn it!
Coming March 2026.
Please let this be an adaptation of the original Street Fighter. But that means Street Fighter 1, that way I don't have to care. Because Street Fighter 1 doesn't have a story. The main story is Ryu wants to become the strongest fighter in the world, so he joins a tournament, and then almost gets his ass kicked by Sagat before he uses Satoru Nohado to win.
Okay. Anime games. Boo.
By the way, to let you know, Street Fighter 2's story is even less impactful. Street Fighter 2 has kind of what I call Five Nights at Freddy's syndrome. Where the original is the most popular iteration, right?
Yeah.
Like this is what you're thinking of is this game whenever you think of this franchise. So, you know, everyone thinks of Street Fighter 2, right?
Yeah.
Hell, some people call it the original because Street Fighter 1 is such a non-entity in this franchise. But its story has blown up so much more than the original game that the original game has no goddamn impact on the actual story of this franchise. Where, you know, kind of like how Five Nights at Freddy's 1 literally has no impact on this franchise.
Yeah.
There is nothing that we don't hear about in literally any other game And there is no revelations in this game other than, I don't know, phone guy dies and the implication that Mike is the security guard that you're playing as. That's it. Hell, we don't even get to hear that it gets burnt down like every other location that he fucking works at.
Huh. Okay.
Meanwhile, Street Fighter 2 literally does nothing but introduce characters. And even then, going by the chronology, not really. Because a good chunk of those characters are also introduced in the Alpha games, which take place before Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 literally is only major thing is Akuma shows up and maybe kills Bison, but also the main characters might have killed him. And even then, it doesn't really last long because the main story of Street Fighter 4 is Bison is while Bison has been dead, in reality, he's actually been manipulating everything from the shadows because the guy doesn't fucking die.
Of course.
Literally, the only thing is that there is a tournament going on, and that tournament barely impacts the actual main plot of this franchise. Street Fighter 1 has more impact on the franchise because that's the one that introduces the rivalry between Ryu and Sagat.
Yeah.
A rivalry that is basically kept going and evolved over the course of this franchise. Street Fighter 2 literally only introduces some characters that weren't in the Alpha games, and even then, those characters don't really do anything until Street Fighter 4 or 5, or in some cases 6.
Yeah.
Like Blanca, his story is literally just he's a kid who got lost in the in the jungle after a plane crash, and after Street Fighter and after his story, he reunites with his mom, and then his story after that point is literally just he wants to be accepted by people, so he does more and more things to try and gain acceptance. That is all he does. He doesn't really impact the story at all.
Also, Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Dead by Daylight. Yes, really.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it is frustrating that the most popular literal game in a franchise has so little actual notability in the storyline because, well, it's what everyone thinks of, but it basically doesn't matter at all. I'd say Third Impact is kind of like that too, where Street Fighter 3 also doesn't really affect the storyline until after 6.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, Street Fighter 3 was the furthest point in the franchise. It wasn't until 6 that we finally moved past that point in time. Funnily enough, there's also another type of game that just kind of makes no goddamn sense in the context of this franchise. That term that I use from Five Nights at Freddy's. It's called Sister Location. A game where supposedly canonically takes place in the franchise, but it literally makes no goddamn sense in any fucking fashion, to the point where no one knows when it fucking took place.
Yeah. Squid Game mobile game. And they're showing nothing. Ugh. Wow, nothing interesting.
Well, what do you expect? Wanna know something I do find funny though? That literally Nintendo had to announce before the thing was like, no, we will not be talking about games in this fucking Direct.
That's a lie. They talked about games you could play with giant controllers.
You know what I fucking meant.
Yeah,
They have to continuously say, no, we are not talking about the Switch 2, basically. Because no one fucking leaves them alone about the thing.
Yes, because Nintendo fans are incompetent.
Switch 2 just keeps going trending every once in a while, too.
Exactly.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, I've been playing, what's it called? Persona 3 Reload recently.
How's that going for?
I can't believe they actually managed to make Persona 3 have good gameplay.
Unfortunately, you're still gonna have to go through the answer when that fucking comes out.
I don't have to pay for the answer because I got a free code.
Good for you. $35 down the drain for everybody else.
If you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you can get a free code until January 31st. Around that time, I think it's also going to leave Game Pass, because that's around the year after it comes out. And judging from the other Persona titles that have been on Game Pass, which all left after 1 year, sounds about right. But my thoughts so far, I'm going in as blind as I can, so I know nothing apart from the fact that he turns into a door at the end.
Yep.
He calls himself Dorkun. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Okay.
I'm exaggerating this, but I know he died.
No. There's something we're gonna talk about later, but like, continue going.
So, recently I just beat the first full moon boss, because I'm just gonna take an assumption and say every full moon there's a big boss.
You are correct.
Yeah. I beat the first one, which is where you fight on a really fast-moving train. I forget the name of it.
Just call it the train, no one cares.
The train, no one cares. I beat the train, no one cares.
You know what I fucking mean. All the bosses are named after the fucking tarot.
The social links I've like started so far are this one kid that sits like in the back of class. If I had to guess, I don't remember his name. Or is this Arcana? Damn it. It's like Ken be. I want to say
yeah,
Ken be.
I think that's his name.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't. Well, he wants to put up with a teacher. That's his story.
Yes, the teacher fucker before he becomes a teacher fucker.
Track and field club. I got 2 from that club. Some athlete named Miyamoto and someone named Yuko.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here, since I've never actually, gone past like the first month, I think, of Persona 3, because I just couldn't deal with it. I barely know these characters.
Yeah.
Persona 3 is like the one game I just couldn't get really into because, well, the gameplay is nowhere near as polished as the others. And the only reason I haven't like actually buckled down and bought that game is because it takes a lot out of me to accept buying a $70 game.
Yeah. Wait for Who else did I do? Oh, I did the little girl, Maiko. I think that's how you pronounce it. How do you romance her?
No. The male main character isn't a pedophile like the female main character.
There's a reason Fem's female main character was banished to spin-off Purgatory. Even though
a lot of people love her.
Portable's not really a spin-off, but she's in the same Purgatory as every other spin-off character.
It's a spin-off because it's an alternate universe.
I know.
But seriously, a lot of people love her, but I'm sorry, she's a pedophile.
Exactly.
She's a freaky person.
I still remember, like, when Portable came out got the multi-console port, like, within a week, there was a mod for the PC version that just removes the Ken romance entirely. That was, my first thought was, that was fast.
Dude, Persona mods are weird.
On one hand, it could just straight up remove content, but on the other hand, it can make Nanato a goth girl.
Then you get stuff where like, oh, we'd rather just completely ignore the story of the game by straight up making Naruto trans and stuff like that. Where like, you sure this is the way you want to do stuff, man?
You've said this before.
I know, but like, the fact that they actually forcibly change the dialogue can be a bit weird, in my opinion.
Yeah. And there's also the useful mods, like ones that tell you which options give you X amount of social points.
Honestly, I think the mod I have more respect for is the one where it just like changes the dialogue on the whole clothing option. Because yeah, I could see where there's an issue with that one. Yeah. Because the one that just goes full on just feels awkward.
What was I say? Oh, you're forgetting the best Persona 4 mod, one that just reskins Adachi into the Joker.
Honestly, everything that I saw about the Persona 4 mod scene just kind of made me say, maybe it's best that we never let fans touch franchises.
Maybe. Fuck, there was...
I think my favorite mod, though, is probably the funniest mod. The one that allows the Yosuke romance to go forward.
Oh, yeah. There was...
The fact that people were so determined to romance a character who, unironically, I view as the definition of mid is kind of funny.
The funniest mod for 5 I've seen is one where that just has Morbius as a watchable movie and it just immediately matches out every social stat at once.
Like, unironically, I don't know why people even want to romance Yosuke. He's easily, like,
bad.
The least likable male party member.
Exactly.
Like, I know people don't like Teddy because of his voice and shit like that, but Teddy is, you know, actually likable in my opinion.
He's a bear.
Like
people just don't want to fuck a bear.
Like, the worst part you could say about Teddy is he's a pervert. But even then, you can tell that there's clear implication that he barely understands what the fuck he's saying whenever he's doing that shit. He's mostly just picking up shit from Yosuke, literally, because he lives with Yosuke, and it's been acknowledged that he's managed to find Yosuke's porn stash.
Okay.
It's why we know Yosuke has a thing for nurses.
Anyways, there was an old couple that I started a social link for, and I forget their names because they're old. And Student Council Club, and don't spoil me on this if you know, but another player in an online game that I'm 99% sure is a catfish.
The online player?
Yeah.
I actually do know who that is. You'd be surprised. So,
okay, I want to find out who it is for myself, so...
Let's just say they're in your life. That's all I'll give you.
I'm 99% sure it's a catfish. Oh, I'm back.
I'm gonna be honest here. This is not a type of game where the joke is the girl is a guy.
Just want to see. Anyways, my back's in pain.
Unless I'm forgetting a certain aspect of the plot, but I'm pretty sure that isn't the thing.
what I also know is that you can actually go platonic route for the female
party members in this game.
This time, which, woo, no more forced harems. Yeah, you guys might be wondering, who am I gonna romance? I don't know. Probably Yukari. I like Yukari.
You know, the funny thing, going by the actual dialogue around these characters, there's an actual funny thing about each pro tag.
Mm-hmm.
Canonically, all of them are essentially players. By that I mean, the Persona 3 main character literally until this game couldn't actually, like, reject girls.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the Persona 4 main character is acknowledged as, you know, literally being a man whore at times and stuff like that. But they actually kind of play it off, like, jokefully, right? Literally, it's acknowledged that he's very popular with ladies, but at no point is it ever malicious for him, right?
Yeah.
The Persona 5 main character, the rest of the cast actually gets annoyed of how often he flirts with girls. Like, to the point where if you flirt with someone, they will actually start getting, like, pissed at you because apparently he does this all the fucking time. So it's a case where the Persona 4 main character just kind of naturally attracts girls to him, but the Persona 5 main character actually, you know, goes after girls, which makes sense considering his persona Arsene. Because if you know, Arsene Lupin is also the inspiration for Arsene Lupin III.
Yeah.
And Lupin III is a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cultural in-joke that the main character whose persona is a literal embodiment of who he is, being Arsene, would be a bit of a pervert. It's also why he's the only main character actually willing to date adults.
But I'm a teacher, and you're my student.
Like, he gives a fuck. But yeah, that's basically the lowdown as to why, unlike the Persona 4 main character who, like, if you make a harem, he gets, like, a horrible talking down of, like, how you broke every girl's heart.
Yeah.
The Persona 5 main character will just straight up get assaulted.
Anyways.
And also, why he's the only one who actually is capable of dating his teacher. And, you know, his other, the other adult woman in his life.
Yeah.
But seriously, how the fuck do you date both your teacher and your doctor? That's just asking for shit.
Let's see. You gotta focus. And, he showed them his true form. That was not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
That one was just not very good.
Sorry. I'd like to apologize for the joke I made.
Fuck.
But yeah, so far, Persona 3 Reload is a video game. I've only met, the only people in my party are Makoto, Yukari, and Junpei. Akihiko says he'll join, but he's like,
Technically got injured at the beginning of the game.
yeah, he's injured. And he's like, no, let me at him, and then everyone's like, no. Something like that.
Well, yeah, he's a boxer. He wants to punch people. His arm is broken.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd let him, like, actually join the fight either.
To those wondering, no, I don't want to be paid by Mitsuru.
The irony here is the Mitsuru romance, if I remember correctly, it basically has her actually, you know, warming up to you to the point where she's actually willing to be, you know, romantic.
The joke is that everybody wants to be paid for Mitsuru. To the point where Atlas had to say, no, we are not adding the Persona 3 DLC, we're adding a sweaty back-breaking scene. They did not actually say that.
Obviously not.
But no, I'm not a fan of Mitsuru romantically. Sorry, folks. I think I've expressed that before.
I don't know.
So far, the best girl is Yukari.
My favorite girls are, in no particular order,
Aigis.
Mitsuru, Aigis, and Fuka.
Fuka.
Yeah.
Mother Fuka. What the foot? Oh yeah.
Funnily enough, they all kind of fit a certain trope in my head that like I like. Mitsuru, the girl that the girl with like the bangs covering one eye.
Yeah.
Fuka, blue-haired girls.
I guess.
Robots.
Yeah. Ow.
I'm sorry, robots are just cool.
Anyway. Damn it, I lost my train of thought.
I don't know, insert joke about how Jenny Wakeman did something for me as a kid, I guess.
Never watched My Life as a Teenage Robot. I only know it from the porn.
I'd make a joke about the same thing, but I actually did watch My Life as a Teenage Robot quite often as a kid. It's a good show. I highly recommend it, actually.
Yeah.
As a way of just how like attracted I was to Jenny, I actually one of the main reasons I didn't like Sheldon is because he's basically her de facto love interest. The other main reason is I just don't like him. Sorry, I just really don't care for the overly nerdy characters. It's why I don't really like Tucker from Dating Fandom either. Like, can you shut up about your nerd shit for a while? Trust me, as a nerd, no one likes hearing about that stuff.
Oh yeah. Last time Steven was over at the end of the day, I asked him if he would rather spend a full day in a rubber room, or spend a full day having Guy Moon sound effects play whenever something happens. And if you guys don't know who Guy Moon is, he's the composer to Fairly Odd Parents. That should tell you enough. And if I remember correctly, Steven's choice was a rubber room.
I'm sorry, but the idea of having to deal with Guy Moon for a fucking day is excruciating.
He just composed the new Ryan's World movie, which exists for some reason,
and should be a sign that he should be taken out back and executed like the dog that he is.
Came out the same day as Alien Romulus. I'm gonna watch that. The first Alien is not scary. I keep trying to convince my family otherwise. My mom was like, "No, I saw that when it came out, and it was the scariest shit ever made."
Well, yeah, at the time it was.
And I watched it at like 10 o'clock at night, mind you. And it wasn't even scary.
Here's the thing. There's a trope called Seinfeld is not funny. The trope basically dictates is something that for at the time was like genius and revolutionary is replicated so often that in the modern day it is considered not special at all because other things have done the exact same thing but better in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld was a show about a bunch of unhappy, terrible people making everybody's life worse. Always Sunny's a better show.
Never watched Seinfeld.
In this case, it's a case of Alien was a tense, like, horrific movie where, like, the main lead is a badass girl, badass woman who actually manages to take down the main bad guy. There have been a whole lot of horror movies that have done better.
Oh yeah.
And that's because they had Alien as an inspiration. And in general, you've seen one alien, like, you've kind of seen them all, because realistically, the actual main scare is being caught by the alien, but considering how the main character is always a badass, they're never gonna fucking fail.
Yeah.
You've seen enough movies where this kind of trope happens that you're just like, okay, why are you guys scared for her? You know she's gonna win.
Yeah. Anyway.
Funnily enough, I kind of had a similar incident with The Exorcist. I watched it, and at no point was I scared. Same with Friday the 13th parts 1 and 2.
I need to watch all those movies.
I watched them all, and I wasn't scared. You wanna know why? Because I've seen scarier shit in my time. Because I've watched more modern movies which take inspiration from these movies.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Speaking of Alien, Disney D23 was a bit ago.
Yeah, Gwenpool got added into Fortnite.
Yeah. Every Disney character is coming to Fortnite. Because we like Fortnite. Incredibles 3 got announced.
That's like the one announcement that I'm actually somewhat looking forward to. Because unlike a bunch of online people who won't shut up about how it sucks, I actually enjoyed Incredibles 2. Fuck you.
The first one was better, but like, the second one's still good.
Yeah, like, I get it. Like, there's some issues, like, for instance, Screenslaver ain't exactly a great villain, but...
And the seizure incident.
Yeah, but like, as it is, I actually enjoyed my time. Probably because I still like the characters, even when they're kind of being off the wall.
Yeah. Toy Story 5 is about...
But no, seriously, the way some people talk about Incredibles 2, it kind of gets annoying on the internet. Like, I love Schaefer Ellis, but he over-exaggerates how bad that movie is.
I know.
Like, the way he talks about it damn near like it's a Wreck-It Ralph 2 situation. It is nowhere near that bad.
You do the same with Kung Fu Panda
4. Me? Yeah, probably.
Anyways, Toy Story 5 is about the toys versus technology.
The major difference here is people were asking for Incredibles 2. Who the fuck asked for Kung Fu Panda 4?
People who want 6 of them.
Why the fuck would they do that?
Because they said that was the original plan.
Yeah, and when's the last time you ever heard of a hexology that's actually been good?
The Ice... No.
Ice Age, terrible.
Yeah.
The fucking Lord of the Rings hexology. Let's be honest here, The Hobbit should have just been one movie.
Nothing.
The Star Wars, well, what was originally a hexology, now nonology. But look,
bad.
As much as we love the prequels nowadays, let's be completely honest here.
I don't like
That's in spite of the prequels, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
It is more because of memes and the fact that Revenge of the Sith is actually like a fairly okay movie that is essentially being held up by Clone Wars.
I don't even like Episode 2.
Yeah, and that ain't even getting to like what he was saying.
Trust me.
Episode 2 fucking sucks.
I watched all of them, and I was sad that Episode 2 sucked because I liked that one as a kid, but it was so fucking boring.
Like, realistically, there's a reason why no one ever brings up Episode 2 outside of the whole, like...
I don't like sand.
The I don't like sand scene and the I slaughtered them all, the woman and the children too meme. Those are literally the only fucking things anyone talks about that movie. Because that movie sucks ass.
Episode 3, 20
It is literally the proof that Boba Fett was so fucking overblown. Because Jango Fett doesn't even land anywhere close to him.
Episode 3 re-release is probably happening next year, and they're skipping Episode 2 for a good reason.
Yeah. Literally the only parts of the prequels that people like are the Maul fight and Revenge of the Sith.
Hello there.
And realistically, the main people like Revenge of the Sith is because
it's good.
Yeah, like it's actually like a solidly made film. Hayden Christensen got way too much shit for that movie, And generally, with the context that we've been given by Clone Wars, especially with last season, it is now a much more fulfilling package.
Anyways.
And those are basically the only, like, notable hexologies. And you notice what I just said?
Despicable Me. Counting the 2 Minions movies.
Minions 1 still sucks ass.
They're making Minions 3.
And that ain't even getting to the fact that, let's be honest here, there didn't need to be a Despicable Me 4. Its entire marketing is literally on the fucking Minions.
Exactly.
That is how out of ideas they are.
Anyways.
Basically what I'm saying is, there's a reason people stick to trilogies and quadrilogies. And that is, you can't really do 6 films and have it still be good. Heck, even the MCU. Let's be honest here, when we got to number 6, there was at least one bad movie in that list. And that list basically started damn near started with a bad movie, since Hulk was one of those movies.
Anyway, speaking of movies that don't need to exist, also at D23, Toy Story 5. We've got the toys versus technology.
Insert literally every shitty, lazy joke that people have made about how a dildo's a toy thing here.
Yeah. Zootopia 2, coming next year. Frozen 3, coming 2027. Frozen 4 is already on the way, just a 2-part story. The next original Pixar movie is going.
Wait, can you say something? Can you say that again? I kind of blanked out.
Frozen 3 is coming 2027.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think Frozen needs to exist at all.
It's gonna be a 2-parter, so they're already working.
But I mean, like Frozen 3, like Frozen 2 didn't even need to exist at all. The original Frozen's basically the only good one in my opinion.
Frozen 4 is also happening because it's gonna be one big story split across 2 movies.
We gave up on that concept after Harry Potter for a reason. Please, for the love of God, stop doing that shit.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, at the very least, feels like it could be an actual trilogy here. Because, like, the second movie is still fulfilling as a fucking movie. Have you ever seen Deathly Hallows Part 1?
No.
Trust me, nothing fucking happens in that movie.
Hey,
literally, the vast majority of it is just they're going from one place to another, trying to find the Horcruxes. That's about it.
Anyways, Pixar's next original movie is about a girl who transfers her consciousness into a robot beaver. It's called Hoppers.
Can't tell if you're lying or not.
I'm not lying.
Well, it's something, I guess. I have no faith in it, but we'll see how it works.
This wasn't at D23, but Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom. And Avengers Kane Dynasty is now dead in the water, and now it's Avengers Doomsday we're getting.
Okay, so
I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, on one hand, I know Robert Downey can act, like, he is a good actor. He can pull this off if they allow him to. Insert Tropic Thunder joke here. But, like, I don't know if they'll be able to pull it off. One, because Robert Downey's just so intrinsically linked to Iron Man, which I get the feeling they're not going to leave alone when they get to it. And two, Dr. Doom is a character who never takes off his mask. It's kind of a thing about him because he hates how his face looks. So much so that in some continuities, a simple scar was enough to make him accidentally fucking melt his face by immediately putting on a fucking hot-ass iron mask.
Exactly. Well...
And let's be honest here, When's the last time the MCU actually like followed through with a character who doesn't take off his fucking mask?
Nothing.
Like, I love the MCU, but don't get me wrong. They really have a bad habit of, like, immediately taking off people's masks. Even when it makes no sense to do so.
Anyways.
Like, seriously, the amount of times Peter was taking off his mask.
Yeah. Anyways, do you guys think that Sony is pissed off at Deadpool and Wolverine being so successful while Madam Web wasn't? Because they were so sure Madam Web was going to be a big success.
I don't know why they thought that would.
Because they looked at all the charts and the statistics and the trends, and they made a movie based around that.
That doesn't change the fact that no one fucking knows who Madam Web is.
Nope.
And like the people who do know who Madam Web is, when they hear that name, they're just gonna assume, you know, the Madam Web from the '90s cartoon, Stanley's wife. You know, the dead wife.
Yeah. And also Sony released a new trailer for Kraven the Hunter because Deadpool was so successful, so they're emphasizing that Kraven's rated R. Yeah.
I don't think Sony understands this simple aspect. No one fucking gives a fuck about any of Spider-Man's villains as individuals.
People like the Venom movies.
Venom hasn't been a villain since like the fucking 90s.
I know. You see, the Venom movies are just gay rom-coms. And that's
basically its major appeal, yes.
Yes.
But like,
who's gonna see Venom 3 on opening night with me?
Like, as much as Venom is like labeled one of those like Spidey supervillain movies, in reality, Venom has been his own character for ages now. It's why people are pissed at the fact that like he's used so often as just a generic Spidey villain. There hasn't been an actual adaptation of Venom in ages, like, to most fans. And people immediately had a ridiculously overblown reaction when they saw some images of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man because it looked like it had Venom. Until an actual, like shot of the entire cast basically showed, no, it was Shafra. Shafra not being a symbiote, but someone who kind of looks like one. And is in reality an interdimensional wasp goddess who wants to stop Peter from ever becoming Spider-Man because he's prophesies to kill her.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, in the most recent Spider-Verse event, she actually did succeed in taking away his spider powers by retconning him to no longer be Spider-Man. And even then, he still manages to like, just as a scientist alone, make essentially a god-killing gun that allowed him to kill her. Which, by the way, yes, that, like, if you notice, that's probably like what, the third retcon you've heard about Spider-Man in the last few years.
Yeah. And
that's because Spider-Man's life is a living hell, where the writers just constantly want to fuck him over.
Speaking of another,
so much so that one event essentially retconned him from being the main character. Like, for the longest time, he's been the quote-unquote center of the web of life and destiny.
Yeah.
That event made him no longer the center. They really don't like Peter.
Yeah. Another Disney news. Family Guy's from the Comedy Central for some reason. Yes, really.
Why though?
Because I don't know.
I would have thought that they would be, not willing to literally get on South Park's channel.
That reached the deal.
Also, isn't like, why the fuck is Family Guy even going onto that?
Because...
So, like, just syndication-wise, where they're just playing the old episodes?
It's reruns, yeah.
Okay. Fuck off!
Why Comedy Central, though? What the hell are their viewership numbers? Comedy Central viewership 2020. Let's see, average 400,000 viewers.
Yeah, if you don't know anything about TV statistics, getting a million viewers is now considered like successful.
Yeah.
Which really tells you everything you need to know about just how much TV has fallen in the recent years.
Well, why Comedy Central things? Is it so they can take a screenshot of Family Guy reruns having higher ratings than South Park reruns and post about it in 10 years or 2 years?
Okay, the Pikachudos are just not leaving. Going to this place.
That's my thoughts. I don't know.
Oh joy, the worst version of the stealth mechanics might be introduced here.
Why Comedy Central, though? Of all channels.
Ugh.
Most of the replies I saw to that announcement post were just a South Park parody. You're like, you think that's bad?
Yep, the worst version of these things.
Remember that time? It was weird. Also, speaking of Family Guy, they're doing the 2 exclusive events on the streaming service this year. How original. How very original.
Sorry, I got distracted. What did you say?
Family Guy's doing the 2 exclusive events.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. They really are blatant nowadays.
Even calling them specials.
You guys are just so fucking lazy.
Exactly. And they showed like a list of clips from their upcoming 23rd season, which isn't going to be airing until 2025. You got caught. Which means any topical jokes they wanted to make, well, that were going to be late, are now going to be even later. Like, first thing they showed, Top Gun parody.
I mean, that's a good film, but that film is already done.
It's been 2 years since that movie came out. Super.
In fact, a lot of people will tell you if they never hear that song again, they'll be happy.
Family Guy theme song.
No, the Top Gun. You know.
Well, this is a full episode that's just a parody of Top Gun. Not just like a simple gag. There's one gag that's a parody of like some Justice League cartoon opening, but with the Supreme Court and Peter Griffin.
When you say Justice League cartoon, which one?
I don't know. It's a really old one. There's like so many of them.
There's like 3.
And also one where they make fun of some guy for lying, then they say in the disclaimer, this was written 18 months ago. $18 months. That's how long it takes to make a Family Guy episode. And they just finish them and they hold on and they just sit on them until they're ready to air, so unlike South Park, they just literally air them once they're done. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Like, I respect Seth for not wanting to screw the people who work for him out of their jobs by ending the show, but like, fucking end the show.
Not gonna happen. Too profitable.
Or at least put some more fucking effort into it.
Not gonna happen. They're saving all the effort for the movie. That's never happening. Speaking of Family Guy, I uploaded like a Family Guy clip to YouTube Shorts as a joke to see if it would actually get views.
I think you told me that you got like the most views out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got like the most views out of the Family Guy funny moment on YouTube Shorts. So if you guys want to get YouTube fame, upload Family Guy on Shorts. That's the other side. Another fun fact.
I hate this maze so goddamn much.
Another fun fact, there was a Family Guy game that was supposed to be on the Wii, but they canceled it because Nintendo is a kitty company. And 3DS. That's a joke. The actual reason is technical issues.
Honestly, I could have believed either. I very much do believe Seth is so far up his own ass and not understanding the concept of, hey, just because they have a certain brand image doesn't mean it's actually 100% accurate.
The game did come out on 360 and PS3, but so the actual reason, it's not because Nintendo is a kitty console, kitty company, which they are, but
well, they were,
but
their marketing literally just stopped having children during the Switch era for a reason, and that's because they stopped wanting that audience.
But the dev said 3DS and Wii versions were planned, but they would have been like a completely different game, and they wanted to focus all their resources on like one version. So it wasn't that far along anyway, so they axed it. The game is bad, by the way.
Shout out to them for not making me have to go back to the fucking maze. But like, I'm not kidding here when I say this. Nintendo really can't have the kitty company like thing anymore at all.
The Mario movie was cut down in ways because it was for kids.
No, what I mean, like, it's like as a whole, as an organization, it can't afford to do that anymore. Which is why they, literally not policed any of the porn games that show up on the eShop.
Because they're incompetent.
Because they now realize by now, because if you actually watched any single advertisement for the Switch, that they realized during the Wii U era, focusing entirely on the whole kitty console aspect literally crippled them in a way that made it so that they were actually non-profitable. Because remember the Wii U advertisement era? Literally, it was entirely kids constantly trying to convince their parents to buy them a Wii U. The very first advertisement for the Switch was a bunch of young adults just hanging around and then playing on the Switch. Going on an airplane and shit like that. basically, Nintendo is now fully aware that just because they have to be, just because they're the family console, does not mean they have to be the children's console.
Anyways,
why do you think like the vast majority of the actual Switch mainline first party games, the vast majority of them have a darker aspect to them right now? The Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild games, literally the vast majority of people fucking die off screen, and like with the heavy implication that everyone Link knew and loved is dead. Metroid Dread, literally the revelation that every single person like around Samus is essentially betraying her on some level. And also, she has another dad who also is responsible for the deaths of all her other dads. Splatoon 3. Humans literally, like, we now know how they fucking died off.
And then Bear.
Yeah. With the implication that the bear was about to commit a fucking genocide. Like, when's the last time you actually saw a Switch ad with children in it?
I have to think on that. But I'll probably find one.
And what are the chances of that ad being entirely about the children?
Princess Peach Showtime. Got it.
Yeah, the one franchise that's still essentially the kiddie console franchise. The Mario franchise.
Anyways,
besides, they currently realize they're allowed to be more adult because fucking Sony and Microsoft are fucking up somehow. Microsoft, because they've gone so far in on the whole game, fucking streaming service gaming, that's all they ever talk about nowadays. Like, when's the last time you actually heard them actually talk about any of their actual games that, or just because of the fact that they're heading off to to the Game Pass?
That's all their games, though.
Yeah. And Sony
is competent, unlike Nintendo.
How? In what fashion?
Nintendo's not stupid. Wait.
You said competent.
I know. That was a joke.
Because, yeah, like, literally, the running joke is PlayStation doesn't have games.
What do you mean? Astrobot is coming out.
Unironically, in the last this entire generation, Sony has legitimately felt more like a movie company than a video game company. Like, anytime Sony's up in news, it's because of their movies.
Because nobody likes Sony movies. Except Venom. They're in charge of the Street Fighter and Zelda movies. Well, Street Fighter's at Legendary, who made the Monsterverse movies, so...
That one actually might have a chance, then.
And Detective Pikachu.
And Detective Pikachu was good.
Now, will they make Detective Pikachu too?
I don't think they need to. Unlike the original Detective Pikachu game, which ended on cliffhanger, which is why a second one made it. Like, Detective Pikachu the movie ended with the main character's dad no longer being Pikachu.
I know they've thought about it. They've talked about it. Big problem. Pokemon movie rights are at Warner Brothers. Until 2050. 2050.
God. What? What the fuck?
Warner Brothers has Pokemon movie rights for 30 years.
What kind of deal led to that?
Because Detective Pikachu was going to be at Universal originally, who later worked with Nintendo to do the Mario movie. But for whatever reason, they Legendary took it and they went to Warner Brothers instead. And as part of some deal, they got the movie rights for the next 30 years.
Okay.
In general.
I'm guessing you mean explicitly just live action movies because...
No, in general.
No, that doesn't
Like
sound right.
Western movie. Anything made in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, that's why I said live action movies because the anime movies are still going, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of Warner Brothers, they canceled another fully finished movie.
Which one?
Kind of. Called Fist by Samurai Jack creator, which is an R-rated movie, animated movie about a dog who's learns he's gonna get neutered the next day.
Fucking rip.
Difference with this is it's made by Sony, so they own the movie.
Actually, which one's better, Crisis or Phantom Gear? Yeah. Phantom Gear, like, really upgrades magic, but Crisis Gear upgrades both.
The difference is, Warner Brothers only had distribution, and this was made by Sony Animation.
Yep.
So, Sony owns the movie, and they are currently shopping it to another distributor. Everyone's saying it's going to be Netflix.
Huh. Speaking of Netflix, I swear I heard some news about Netflix that was notable, but I forget what it was.
In other Warner Brothers news, a company called Ketchup Entertainment, ketchup doesn't mean like the condiment, bought the rights to, or bought the distribution rights to The Day the Earth Blew Up. So that is for sure coming out in theaters this fall. I think it's this fall.
Actually, let me look into it because I remember it being notable.
Netflix.
Damn it, not Netflix.com.
They removed Cuties.
Well, that wasn't it, but good, I guess.
Brave the Fireflies is coming to Netflix on September 16th. There's that. Netflix is done with Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, I did just see that.
Video game voice actors are on strike now.
Good.
GTA 6,
Unionize.
GTA 6 has been given an exception. And,
must not have been that important if I can't find it.
And that's it. See you guys next episode. Goodbye.